So, question number three that we want to discuss is how can someone determine if franchising is really right for their business or their brand? And if it's not, are there alternatives to franchising? I think this one we'll give to Trevor first.
I think the key is you have to really sit down and look at yourself as a business leader. Do you want to have direct control over every aspect of your business? Do you want to do it all yourself? And if you want to take on a different approach and be sort of that mentor slash coach type person and capitalize, if your goal is to scale so much, the challenge is nowadays we tend to grow our brands quite organically until we take on capital, and once you take on capital, that's what gives you the ability to really scale. So I think you really have to look at your product and make sure, one, it's scalable, and number two, do you really want to go down this route? Because you have to understand that you're still coming to the table. You have to bring something to the table. These people are paying you fees, so you need to be able to give them something for that. Or as I talk many times, franchising is like a marriage. So what are you going to bring to the marriage? And if you can adequately bring things and you feel that this is the right thing for you to be the coach, and you can put the support, because that's primarily what you're doing as franchising. Using the brand is one aspect, but you really need to be there to support your franchisees for success, because that's the only way it will work. Without that support and without that guidance, you're going to have a very slow growth. So alternatives, you could choose to license, which means you're just giving your brand name away for a fee and let someone use that, but that you really have zero control over. Obviously, in the legal aspect, you can have some things control, but really, how much control do you have if you're not there all the time? And then obviously the other one would be, taking on private equity capital or going IPO, which are big processes. Sometimes people don't have the appetite to go through that type of process because it is long and lengthy. But that gives you the access to a lot of capital so that you can grow yourself and own all your outlets overseas.
Yeah, good. So thanks for bringing a couple of those alternative methods up and really highlighting the risks or whatever of franchising, because it isn't right for everyone. It's not right for every brand. Although I think it's surprisingly right for more than many people think. Sean, anything to add on this one?
Just a few things. I guess, Trevor did a really great job of covering a lot of the key things that I think any, franchisor to be or in waiting needs to really review about their business. Obviously, reviewing your business model to see that if it's unique enough. And when I say, if it's unique enough, I don't mean, you have to be the most unique thing ever, right? But you have to be unique in this segment that you want to target. For example, Highlands Coffee in Vietnam, for example, does not want to compete with Starbucks, right? They want to provide a specific target market for their customers who prefer that type of coffee, that type of positioning, that type of pricing, right? So, it has to be quite unique in that respect in order to compete. And then also, it's got to be teachable, right? One of the things that you want to make sure in a franchise model, especially as you go further out into other parts of Asia, is, you're not going to be there to support the franchisee 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you want to make sure that it is something that is systemized, that is teachable. And of course, you want to find a franchisee that will be willing to learn the process, the proven methods to success. So there are a lot of other things that Trevor mentions. I won't talk about that. But what I will say is one of the most important things I think franchisers waiting to become, really do is they really need to do some sort of business planning, right? They really need some sort of feasibility planning. They can do it themselves. They can hire franchise consultants to help if they need to. But really, too many people think that franchising is an easy way to make money. an easy way to collect franchise fees, to charge for training, to get royalty fees, such and such. But you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? I mean, really, at the end of the day, franchising should be treated as any business opportunity for your current business, right? And really, there are expenses, there are investments you must make up front, whether that's legal, whether that's operational, whether that's planning. And really you have some of these upfront costs that will hopefully, if you do them correctly, will result in an income stream later on down the line. And doing that type of feasibility study, understanding not only your payback period. I think payback period a lot of people get because it's a very simple financial measure. But even understanding things like the time value of money, the net present value, the internal rate of return, all of these are very, very important financial measures for you to understand prior to actually making huge investments into franchising your business.
Yeah, all very good points from both of you. So thank you very much.